What's up, guys? Jeremy Jordan here, doing the C5 clutch install and rear main seal here, and it's a pain in the ass. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I found out, what the other videos aren't telling you, and so far. And I'm going to update this video and have it all put together at the end. Alright, so and just go a little walk through what you need to do. Everything's not going to be in this video, but maybe some helpful things. I know I watched pretty much all the other ones, and there's not that many. So, I'm not going to go over any torque specs or anything like that. I wish I did, but I don't know any of them yet. I might at the end, but all right, I don't know. Day 2 or 3. I've lost count at this point. Of the whatever, fuck it at this point. All right, so this is what ultimately got the pilot bearing out right here, and there's little needle bearings inside of here, and this doesn't look like it's gonna fit until you knock all those fucking bearings out. And I did that with this tool right here, which absolutely doesn't fucking work. So don't get that one. Obviously there's the one that did work with hammer at AutoZone. And I want to also show you guys this. I got the Dorman one, which half the people say it's junk, you know, but and then I got also like the alignment tool upstairs, probably. Yeah. It's the Mr. Gasket one. You don't need it for this. If it already has the seal inside, it's pretty much useless. It says for you to get a different alignment tool, but that doesn't make any sense because it just doesn't. So we're gonna see if this is garbage or not by the end of this, or if I should have done the alignment tool and the separate seal. But I just like the design of this cover more than the old one, which I don't have here, but the pretty much the face of this is completely different than the OEM one, which they changed the design on the OEM one too. Except for this one's $40 and that one's $80. Yes, I know it's not about price. I know someone's gonna heckle that because I don't want to do this again, but I'm not seeing a plus to whatever. So the forms are 50-50 on which one to use. And this one, I guess you turn the crank, put a bolt in it on each side, and then turn the crank a couple times, and then, you know, tighten these 4 up down here, these 2 screws, and then you can drill in the bottom ones. There's opposing information saying, well, I mean, if you did it with the alignment tool, you would tighten these first, and then you would tighten the top ones. But I guess if you already have the seal in there, you tighten these 4, and then you tighten the bottoms one. You snug up the bottom ones, and then do all these and tighten everything down to the torque specs. I think it's like 122 foot-pounds or 109. I don't know. I still gotta look into it, but yeah. That's all I can tell you for now. But yeah, this thing doesn't fucking work. Don't get it. The pieces on the bottom, I even tried filing them down. Did not work. They just bend. It's too much tension. The hammer, I had to do it for about 10 minutes hammering. Maybe less than that. And then it finally started coming out. You need that jerking action, you know. But yeah. Start date 10/23. All right, we seem to have had a lot of part issues. All right, anyways, looks like what happened was when I installed the rear main seal is when I put the flywheel on to, you know, warm it up, see if it was leaking, I only put 2 bolts. Apparently oil leaks through the bolts, so I thought it was leaking. So it doesn't look like there's any leaks, so I'm going to pretty much put everything back together now. All right, so now I'm on to the pilot bearings and clutch flywheel. Okay, so if you go to AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts, there's Dorman products, you know, kind of looks like this, you know. This is the engine side, transmission side. All right, so there's two different kinds. There's one with a 0.1 and then one that's just a regular number. And the only difference between the two is one comes in a box and then one comes in a bag, which they seem to think that that's a $10 difference. So get it online, it costs the same as in store. Anyways, so, and then there's a lot of controversy on greasing them with high temperature grease or not greasing at all because they are soaked in oil. All right, so what I would suggest, no mechanic, by the way, you know, I just read stuff and regurgitate, obviously, is if you get it in a bag, it's been pre-soaked in oil and put in a bag, you know, I wouldn't grease it. Comes in a box and doesn't come pre-greased, I'd probably grease it because chances are you probably got, you know, box particles and shit already in it. So, yeah. And this is the clutch that I got. It's like a stage 3 clutch max. And gonna be putting this in. You know, so there's the pressure plate. That's a clutch disc. It's kind of different looking. It's supposed to be copper, ceramic, and then regular, probably organic disc on the back. And there's sprung and unsprung. This is actually sprung, you know, because, you know, it's got the springs in it. Guess that's the difference. You don't want unsprung unless you're trying to, you know, break something in the rear end, or if you got a build. And then I'm also putting their Clutch Max's lightweight flywheel. If you go with Clutch Max or Clutch America, I don't know. I've been having a headache, but they're doing what they can to make sure I'm happy, because they sent a steel disc like a regular one, and then now they sent me a flywheel, or a lightweight flywheel, the one that I actually ordered, but they put it in bad packaging, so they're sending me another one. So we'll see how that one it comes, because it, like, someone obviously like slammed it into the ground. It was a nightmare. You just love when, you know, vital parts are just, you know, cutting through the box with the teeth on it. So that's the update for now. That's all I know. And yeah, also with the pilot bearing, put it in 3/4 socket with an extension and a hammer. I did a little bit of damage to mine, but hopefully it's gonna be okay, you know, because I had to do it. A lot of people put the well, one guy I saw online, which you probably did too before you watched my video, is he used what was it, keyboard duster, put upside down, freeze it. It seemed to help a little bit. I'm not too sure because I didn't do it the opposite way. But yeah, I think everything will work out regardless. But that's my update for now. All right, so there's the lightweight flywheel. Use some brake clean to get the grease off of. Still got to do it again before I put it on. And then some people put caulk on their screws because oil leaks out. I'm probably just going to do a mixture of both, the caulk and the blue Loctite. We'll see what works. I really don't know, because everybody does something different. Also clean the surface on the pressure plate, and I believe it goes like 15, 24, or no, 15, 32, and then 74 on the torque specs on these. Star pattern, of course, and then yeah, okay. So I pretty much got stuck with the Clutch Max. One of the bolt holes wasn't drilled in all the way, drilled out, and ended up having to ship it back to him, so that's kind of frustrating. Went with a cheaper brand, and I think it's called PSI, and I'm gonna try them now. I mean, pressure plate, all the bolts are drilled out the same size, so winning as far as I'm concerned. I went with a 6 puck this time. which I really didn't want to put in, but whatever at this point. I just want to get something in there. And, but yeah, Clutch Max, I mean, they're nice. They're responsive. They almost responded like almost right away. Good customer service, but the product's definitely lacking. They don't inspect anything before it goes out. And, all their products, I mean, they sent me the wrong flywheel, but they did send me 2 new ones because the first one wasn't packaged, and then packaged correctly. So like you could see someone dropped it a million times. I wasn't gonna put it on my car. And then they finally sent me another one that was packaged right. But then I went to go put it on, pressure plate, one of the holes didn't fit the screws. So ended up taking it back or sending it back. Very frustrating. Haven't got my money back yet. So we'll see what happens with that. Anyways, installing the 6-puck from the PSI, stage 3. So far looking up the torque specs, which is 50 pounds, I guess, for aftermarket clutches. And then for the pressure plate torques. And then it's like 104 inch-pounds on the slave cylinder. So I got to put that in. It's a really nice one. I got from Harbor Freight. I'll get the name in the next video. But, and then I'm putting the, it's really nice. I think it's from Performance. I think I got it from Advanced. And then you put the speed bleeder on that. And yeah, I'm going to get that shit in. Maybe take another video.
The count is still plus 16. 10 is minus 1. Counts plus 15. 8 is still plus 15. 9 plus 15. 5.
Clutch PSI, I believe, and ran into a little issue. I somehow stripped this bolt. As you can see, most of these are flush. I'm no mechanic. Don't know if this is gonna work, but I put some red Loctite on it, hoping it works. Through bolted it, you know, and still had some threads. So I'm just really hoping that it stays. A lot of people said that I need to drop everything and start over and then helicoil it, which, I mean, I probably would suggest if I didn't already have it all back together. So, but I got the new clutch in with the, or new slave cylinder in and clutch, and I have the speed bleeder coming out up here. I don't know if you can see it in here, but it's the top piece. Get the one with the extension if you already have the slave cylinder on and everything back up. But you don't need the extension if you already have everything off, which I didn't. But be careful not to crunch these, because I'm pretty sure I crunched one, but for whatever reason, it's still okay. Just have it running up and over, trying to keep it away from the headers. Gonna have to zip tie it or something. But I got everything back together, and waiting for more parts to get everything back down there. I'm putting in the silvers, coils 20K, spring rate in the front and 10K in the back with the Swift springs. And gonna be showing you guys that too. Apparently you don't need these two if you're gonna put headers. I'm gonna also walk through the headers as well. But yeah, that's what I got so far, and this is kind of a pain in the ass. Not a lot of people showed this, but I got a new one. It's Perfection or whatever from AutoZone. Slave cylinder, it's really tight right here. So they decide to do a clip, and so this does nothing other than your stock one. So you press this down with a tool that they give you, the Perfection slave cylinder. It's a little bit more expensive, but totally worth it. It even comes with a tool to get this off, and O-rings and everything. So don't get the Chinese made ones that usually come with these kits. They are by far the worst junk you can get. I mean, I believe it would be that big of a difference, but it's a huge difference. So keep that in mind. Do not put on the Chinese slave cylinder. You'll regret it. And so far this is good. I got good clamping force, so the lightweight flywheel. And I'm gonna start on something else, but I'm just showing you. I put another bolt there, and if anything actually happens to it, I'll update my post, saying don't do it. But I mean, there's plenty of room in there, and I don't see why not. So we'll see. Whatever. I know I'm gonna have to put heat in there, and that might fuck with that if I ever have to take it off again, which I will. So we will see. So whatever. Oh, another side note. This piece right here is a shield for the starter. Yeah, I can't put it on anymore because you need to put it on before you put the flywheel on. So that kind of sucks. And the other one goes on just fine without it, but yeah.